Hi, everybody. Welcome to our very first totally online asynchronous course. My name is Debbie, and I'm going to be your virtual teacher. So let's see how this course actually works. This is the schedule. The scheduled dates are the days of the actual session, the time that the recordings are revealed, but you are expected to do the pre-task before the session. Now, don't worry about it if you haven't done the pre-session yet, because today's only the very first one. The important thing is that you have a week after this date to submit your post task, but we'll see a little bit more about that later. Okay, and as I said, a week before the date of each session, the pre-task will become available on the course Moodle. You're expected to complete the pre-task before you watch the session recordings. On the day of the session, the recording of the session will become available. You can watch the session at your leisure. The videos of the sessions were recorded last year during the synchronous Zoom sessions. They are not fully edited, and you will see and hear some of the participants, your colleagues. Sometimes interactive tasks will be mentioned, such as open Mentimeter or write in the chat. Since this course is totally asynchronous, you do not have to do such things. However, it is interesting to see what your colleagues answered last year. This might not be ideal, but it was the only way that we could provide this course one more time. We've already given it twice. Now, on the same day of the session itself, the post task will also become available. You have 1 week to submit the post task. You must do your post task on one of the apps in Google Drive. This means Google Docs or Google Slides, and share the link on the Moodle on that session's post task. Now, if you don't know how to use Google Drive, it's an extremely important part of blended learning. So if you missed that, I first of all highly recommend you go to Adele Raymer's YouTube site that's called Digitally Yours. You can find it on YouTube, and she has different tutorials on just about anything you could want. You could also Google it and find other tutorials, but you're going to have to be able to submit in Google Drive or such as Google Docs or Slides. I can't imagine using anything else, but those two are usually how you're going to submit, and you're going to share the link on Moodle in the place for handing in your task. Now, you are required to complete all the post-reading tasks. The submission of all the tasks will be recorded in the gradebook. However, you will only get detailed comments on 2 tasks of your choice. In the line where you paste the link to your task, state that this is one of the tasks you would like comments on. You must make sure that you change the permission to everyone can edit. You put the link in the space on Moodle for submitting the assignment. Now, here's a video for how to share your link, your Google form, your Google Slides, your Google Doc properly. Okay, well,
Hi everyone. I'm making this short tutorial in order to find a way that everyone will easily be able to share their work with me without problems, where I can easily access everything and be able to comment back. So here we go. As you see, we're in my Google Drive. So I go to New, and I'm going to say Folder. And I'm going to call this folder Share with Debbie, even though I'm silly sharing things with myself, but pretend this is you. So I'm creating it. And you'll see here, it's right in the middle, Share with Debbie. I right click on it, and I'm going to change the permission. Now notice that since this is a school domain, oakschool.org.il, that many of you probably have, it could also be Hichash. So if your address is not just google.com, gmail.com, sorry, you might have to do this step first. There we go. You open that and turn this to anyone with the link. Now it's still not enough because over here it says anyone with the link viewer. I want to change that to editor, and I am done. Now if you look here on the screen, you'll see that there's this funny little picture, the shared permission picture of this little guy. So now anything that I make within this file or put in this file is automatically going to have the right permission. Now you'll see I have two of them because this one I made during the end of the session when most of you actually weren't there. So let's go again. So I'm opening this up. There's nothing here. It's a brand new file. And here I go, okay, new, Google Docs, and create and share. In other words, it already changed my share, my share setting. So let's say I'm going to call this my work, whatever. Okay. So first of all, I'd like to ask you please all, even though I know that on the form you put your name, but when I open this, it's really nice if I can see what your name is.
Now, here you can see one of the differences already from the past. In the past, you submitted, if you had done the course over the last 2 years, you submit on Google Forms. We don't do that, so ignore everything about Google Forms. When you have a link, you are going to put it on the Moodle. Oh, and by the way, I kept saying over and over again that a new file. It's actually not a file, it's a folder. Sorry about that.
Here, okay? So here you're making your work, you're typing. When you're all done, you do share, and take a look at this. Automatically, without me doing a single thing, this says anyone on the internet with this link can edit. Great, okay? This is exactly what I want. And now I'm going to do copy link, and I'm going to go here, and this is my...
You're not going to go there. You are going to go to the Moodle and put it in the right place. But as you see, what I showed there is how to get yourself a link that I will be able to edit, because if I want to write comments on your work, I need to be able to write on it. Okay, we went backwards, so here we go again. Okay. Why do I keep going backwards? This is ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Forward, forward, forward. All right, and forward. Okay. So, again, you're going to do everything on Google Drive, and then the link goes into the Moodle. I know I keep repeating myself, but from past experience, there's a lot of problems with that, and you don't want to get a message from me saying you did not, share with me that I can edit. I can't see anything you did. It becomes really unpleasant and wastes a lot of time for both me and you. Just do what I said, make a special folder called Share with Debbie or Share with Blended Learning Course, whatever you want to call it, and change the permission of that entire file so that everything that you make in it or put in it automatically is shared correctly. Okay, so here, how do you get your GMOOL? First of all, completion of the pre-task, session work, and post-task for each of the 10 units by the deadline. Link to each task will be submitted via the course Moodle. Now, when we talk about the deadline, it means before the next session or a week, whichever comes first. In other words, it's a week. Sometimes I gave a few more days, but every single one, it says when it's due. But if in doubt, make sure you get it done a week after the current session. Notify Debbie on which two posts you would like comments and a grade. As I said, when you put in your link, there will be a place that you could also write, I want this one to get a grade and a comment. Completion of the final reflection, which will be distributed at the final session. This is your final work that you need to do. It's just a reflection that you will be writing about the course. And we will then tell you on the last session what it is exactly and when it is due. Okay, so again, I added this once more because you're going to have these. So this is kind of a shortcut of what it is you need to do. And also I'm mentioning here, I'll have office hours on Sundays from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. The Zoom link is already on the course message board. It's also here. You don't need to make an appointment. You just pop on in, and if you are in a waiting room, it means I'm with someone else, and I will let you in the minute I finish. Okay, and here we go with how to use Moodle as a student. I'm not going to show you this video because this video is already up there and you should have watched this before you watched this. In other words, I mentioned that this is kind of video within a video. So I made this video before I made the current video. So in any case, you should have watched this even before you got in. But if you didn't, here, this is your chance to learn how to use Moodle as a student. Okay, here are some key terms that we use a lot and all sorts of people that deal with blended learning use. There's face-to-face teaching, which is what we do when we're in a classroom together with the kids, learning, working together. Synchronous, teachers and students are in class, on Zoom, or any other online platform at the same time learning and working together. The difference is face-to-face has to be in a classroom in the same place. Synchronous could be many different platforms. Asynchronous is what we're doing, is when I give tasks to the students, I provide learning material, and you can use a classroom site or email and submitting assignments digitally. Sounds familiar? That's what we're doing. Technology integration, using technology in a traditional classroom setting in order to enhance learning. In other words, it's not where the whole thing is digital, it's where you bring digital into the classroom. Blended learning, this is a combination of face-to-face, synchronous, asynchronous teaching, and the teacher must reflect on which method best services each part of your lesson goals. And these are the things we'll be learning in this course. And flipped classroom, students study topics by themselves before class and then apply the knowledge by solving problems or doing practical work in class. And this works really well with blended learning. I'm sure you will learn a lot about flipped classroom. It's one of my favorites because there's a big benefit to this. Just like this video, if you don't catch on really fast how the course works or how to use Moodle or how to share properly, you can stop, you can rewind, you can listen to it as many times as you want, you can pause, try doing it, go back to the video, continue, so on and so forth. Flipped classroom really has many benefits, and it is differential because some kids can zoom right through it, some teachers can zoom right through it, some teachers don't need to watch a video at all because they know how to do these things, and some people need to watch it more than once. Okay, now for Moodle help, you contact support. There is support for Moodle. I'm not the Moodle support. If you're having trouble getting into the course, if you're having trouble Moodle-y things, you call the phone number here and they will answer. Now, I am human, we're all human. And if there is some problem, for example, I set dates when each part gets revealed to you. If a week before the next session you can see the pretest, please just send me a message. You have send a message to my teacher on the Moodle, and I'm also going to give you my email so you could email me. If it's really, really bad, you can send me a WhatsApp. But the best thing is to send me an email, because otherwise, like all day long, I get bombarded by emails, by WhatsApp messages. Okay, so here we go. There's my email address. Again, I've got consultation hours, Sundays, 7 to 8, which is face-to-face. You Zoom with me, and we talk. Oh, there we go. That is the end of this video.